Have you ever wondered if the end times prophesied in religious texts might be upon us? And if so, what role does President Trump play in this? It's a question that has sparked countless discussions, debates, and even heated arguments. This video is not here to fan the flames of those arguments, but to lay out the various perspectives and interpretations of the end times, and where Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States, might fit into these prophecies. The concept of the end times is ubiquitous in many religions. From Christianity to Islam, from Judaism to Hinduism, and many others in between, the idea that there will be a final epoch of human history, often marked by cataclysmic events, is a common thread. These prophecies, while they may differ in their specific details, often speak of a time of great upheaval and transformation, a time when humanity will be tested like never before. Now, where does President Trump fit into all this? Well, that is a matter of interpretation and perspective. Some see him as a harbinger of the end times, while others view him as a figure of hope and change. Some see parallels between his presidency and the prophecies of their faith, while others see no connection at all. It's a complex and nuanced topic, one that requires an open mind and a willingness to engage with different viewpoints. The aim of this video is not to promote one interpretation over another, but to present a broad spectrum of perspectives. Whether you are a religious scholar, a political enthusiast, or a curious observer, this video aims to provide you with a balanced and comprehensive overview of the topic. As we delve into these prophecies, keep in mind the various interpretations and how they might relate to President Trump. Remember, the goal here is not to draw definitive conclusions, but to stimulate thought and discussion. So, let's dive in and explore the fascinating intersection of prophecy, politics, and one of the most controversial figures of our time. What do different religions say about the end times? This question has intrigued humankind for centuries. Let's delve into the interpretations of the end times as seen by Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, and Buddhism. In Christianity, the Book of Revelation paints a vivid picture of the end times filled with symbolism and metaphors. It speaks of a great tribulation, the rise of the Antichrist, and the second coming of Jesus Christ, followed by 1,000 years of peace. After this millennium, the final judgment will occur, leading to a new heaven and a new earth. Islam, on the other hand, describes a series of major and minor signs leading up to the Day of Judgment, or Qiyamah. This includes the return of Jesus, who in Islamic belief will defeat the false Messiah, the Dajjal. This will be followed by a time of peace, after which the world will end and the Day of Judgment will commence. In Judaism, the end times, or Akharit Hayamim, is a period of messianic redemption. The Jewish Messiah will rebuild the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, gather all Jews back to the land of Israel, and the world will recognize the God of Israel as the only God. Hinduism speaks of a cycle of 4 ages or yugas, with the final one, the Kali Yuga, marked by strife and moral decay. After this period, it is believed that Lord Vishnu will incarnate as Kalki to vanquish evil, marking the end of Kali Yuga and the beginning of a new cycle. Buddhism, meanwhile, proposes a cyclical concept of time. It speaks of an age of decline, where the teachings of Buddha will be forgotten. This will be followed by a period of darkness, after which a new Buddha will appear and a new age of enlightenment will begin. Each religion has its unique interpretation of the end times, but there are also striking similarities. They all anticipate a period of decline, a divine intervention, and a subsequent renewal. Despite the differences, a common thread of hope for a better world after a period of tribulation weaves through them all. Where does President Trump fit into these prophecies? Now, this is a question that has stirred quite the whirlpool of speculation and intrigue. President Trump's role in the end times, as per the prophecies, is a topic of heated debate, with interpretations as varied as the people interpreting them. On one side, we have those who view President Trump as a significant figure in these prophetic times. They point to his unconventional leadership style, his controversial decisions, and his staunch advocacy for certain religious freedoms. They believe that these aspects align with the descriptions of influential figures in some end-time prophecies. They interpret his presidency as a sign, a turning point, if you will, that could potentially usher in the final stages of these prophecies. To them, President Trump might not be a catalyst, but a key player in the grand scheme of things. On the flip side, we have those who do not see President Trump as having any particular significance in the end times. They argue that correlating his actions and policies with prophecies could be a case of reading too much into things, or perhaps misconstruing the prophecies themselves. They maintain that the end times are not about individual personalities, but broader, more sweeping changes in society and the world at large. They posit that attributing such a pivotal role to a single individual, in this case, President Trump, might be an oversimplification or even a misinterpretation of the prophecies. They caution against viewing world events through a narrow, prophecy-centric lens, and instead advocate for a more balanced perspective. In the grand scheme of things, how we interpret President Trump's role in the end times boils down to our individual beliefs, religious or otherwise. It's a matter of perspective, influenced heavily by our personal, political, and religious views. Interpreting President Trump's role in the end times is subjective and depends largely on one's religious and political beliefs. How do politics and prophecy intertwine? A question that often arises in times of great uncertainty and change. Let's delve into this fusion, a curious melding of the temporal and the spiritual. Politics and prophecy, two realms seemingly worlds apart, have a long history of dancing together. Politics, the art of governance and societal direction, is grounded in the here and now. Prophecy, on the other hand, is the realm of seers and prophets, a world of visions and divine messages. Yet, when the tides of society shift, when uncertainty clouds the horizon, these two realms often collide and intertwine in fascinating ways. Take, for instance, our recent past. During the presidency of Donald Trump, a time rife with change and upheaval, many found themselves turning to prophecies for guidance. Some saw in Trump the fulfillment of certain prophecies, while others saw him as a figure defying these divine forecasts. This only goes to show how intricately politics and prophecy can be woven together, especially in times of great societal flux. But let's not forget, prophecy is a mirror that reflects not just the future, but also our present fears, hopes, and anxieties. And politics, in many ways, is a stage where these collective emotions play out. So when we see political figures in the light of prophecy, what we're really seeing is a reflection of our own societal psyche, our hopes, our fears, and our collective aspirations. In this dance between politics and prophecy, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Whether we see political figures as fulfilling or defying prophecies, whether we see them as heroes or villains, what truly matters is how we respond to the challenges of our times. It's about our actions, our decisions, and our collective will to shape the future. Whether we see political figures in the light of prophecy or not, what matters is how we respond to the challenges of our times. Let's keep this in mind as we navigate the intricate dance of politics and prophecy. What have we learned from this exploration of the end times and President Trump's role in them? Through this journey, we've delved into a captivating fusion of politics, prophecy, and religion. We've unpacked the concept of the end times as seen through the lens of various religious interpretations, and we've examined where former President Trump fits into these prophetic narratives. We've discovered that these interpretations of the end times are as diverse as the faiths that spawned them. For some, the end times are a period of tribulation and trials, while for others, they are a time of transformation and spiritual awakening. The role of President Trump in these interpretations is equally varied. Some view him as a figure of authority who will play a pivotal role in the unfolding of these end times, while others see him as a disruptive force a symbol of the chaos and division that precedes the end. We've also delved into the fascinating intersection of politics and prophecy. We've seen how prophecies can shape political discourse and how, in turn, politics can influence the interpretation of prophecies. We've seen how President Trump's policies and actions have been interpreted through the prism of prophecy, with some seeing his actions as fulfilling prophetic visions, while others view them as a deviation from the prophetic path. But perhaps the most important takeaway from this exploration is the reminder it provides. The discussions around the end times and President Trump's role in them serve as a potent reminder that our actions today shape the world of tomorrow. Whether these prophecies come to pass or not, our choices and actions have a profound impact on the future we are creating. Whether you believe in prophecies or not, the discussion around the end times and President Trump's role in them offers food for thought. It's a reminder that our actions today shape the world of tomorrow.